TP Talks. I'm your host, Miabelle, and today's special guest is super viral husband, father, comedian, author, serial entrepreneur, taking over the media industry his way, or should I say God's way. Here to celebrate his latest book, Successful Failures, of course his shows, Churchy, The Hospital, and the Bald Brothers Tour, is KevOnStage.
Grace and peace be upon you.
Yes, peace and love to you. How are you feeling?
I thought you were reading a teleprompter. You was talking good.
Oh, look, I do this for real.
I looked over there, wasn't no word.
Nothing.
That was in your mind.
All here.
That's great. It was under the braids.
Hey, you're right, under the braids.
Under the braids, that was great.
Keep them done.
That was fantastic.
Thank you very much. Everything for you. KevOnStage. You are killing it right now.
Thank you.
And before we get into all things successful failures, we are gonna play a little game. Is that okay?
Okay, yeah.
It's called This or That. And
All right.
all you do is pick which one, fits best, and you tell us why.
Okay.
Performing stand-up comedy or acting in a TV sitcom.
Performing stand-up comedy. I think there's just nothing like making people laugh right in your face. TV is great, don't get me wrong, but you don't get to watch people watch your show. Stand-up, I get to see people impacted by something that I created.
Yeah.
So given the two options, I'd rather do stand-up.
What if they don't laugh?
If they don't laugh, then they're having a bad day. It's clearly not my fault.
I know that's right.
Yeah, they could be behind on their bills, their kid sucks. That's whatever's going on in their life. I take no responsibility for how you respond.
Of course. Now, when it comes to touring, Back Pew Kids Tour or Bald Brothers Tour.
Oh, Bald Brothers, easy. I get to work with Tony Baker, and the best thing about the Bald Brothers is I get to both perform and be the audience. The show's completely freestyled, so even I don't know what Tony's gonna say, or I don't know what the audience is gonna say. So I get to laugh at stuff. Black Pew Tour is great, but I know what I'm gonna say, and I hope they respond, but Tony is hilarious, so being able to work with him is great.
Now, marriage be hard or successful failures?
Successful failure. Marriage Be Hard is already a New York Times bestseller, so we're trying to get Successful Failure in that same place, so that's the only reason I picked that. Otherwise, my wife's amazing, I love her.
Yes, we know.
This book ain't a successful failure yet, so hopefully it will be.
Of course. Now, I love your transparency, especially when it comes to the book, Successful Failure. You just put out an Instagram post too, really explaining why it's not selling the way that your first book did.
Being funny has built a lot of things for me, but it's not really selling the book because, number two, this book's really not about being funny. It is funny, but that's not the point.
That, of course, is to get it going the way that you need it to. Talk to us about that and just your experience with both books.
First, that was my wife's idea. She was like, the numbers are coming in, and I'm just like, I don't know what's going on. And she is the one who's like, I think you're promoting this wrong. I think you should do this instead. And I realized she was right, as she often is. And I kind of course corrected in real time. And I think it's really a testament to the whole point of the book. Like, I have succeeded in this arena one time. I was struggling in this arena this time. So what are you gonna do? You gonna stick your head in the sand, or you gonna figure out how to adjust, pivot, and make a difference? So I think whether it becomes a New York Times bestseller or not, I think I gave it my best. And I think that's really all I can expect of myself, and really all people should expect of themselves. But I think a lot of times people don't even try. The fear of failure is worse than failing sometimes. We will pre-fail in our minds and then not even try to do something, and I think that's something I can't do. The dude cannot abide.
Of course. Now, trying is what got you to all of this success over and over and over again. We are so fascinated by your story. It makes me want to take you back to, your childhood and what you saw yourself doing as an adult, and whether or not you are fulfilling every single dream as your younger self.
Not every single dream. My first dream was to be a wrecking ball operator.
Okay.
I wanted to destroy buildings. You guys are laughing at my dream.
But you were for real.
It's not funny. I wanted to be the guy in charge of the ball.
Where did you see that, though?
I had a toy at school, and I was like, man, this would be cool to do every day. I remember being really young and being like, there's probably not enough buildings to destroy.
Right.
And I don't want to do any other stuff. I didn't want to operate the backhoe, boring.
Right.
Specifically want to be ball guy. So I was like, this is kind of dumb. I don't want to do the other stuff. So I failed at that, never achieved that dream. But maybe one day somebody will let me do that without any training. I don't want to go to class or even watch a YouTube video.
Too much work.
Just show me the controls, I'll figure it out, and give me a building to destroy. But other than that, I think I'm really enjoying the journey. I don't, we don't know if it's gonna work. I think that's part of the fun for me. You try to make it work, you try, you fail, you make some people laugh sometimes you bomb, and it's the journey that's really exciting to me, and I'm excited to find out, I don't even have most of my videos planned out. I don't know what the day will bring, and that's the part I enjoy. I enjoy creating from nothing and giving people something.
Who was the first person to tell you you were funny? so you can really pursue comedy? Because that is very subjective, you know?
Funny is very subjective. I don't think somebody like said, hey, you are funny, but I remember being able to make my family laugh after church, and seeing like that allowed me to stay up later. I immediately saw the benefits.
Right.
I was able to stay in grown folks' business a little bit longer, stay up a little bit longer. I didn't have to always eat on newspaper. Just kind of crazy. We was feeding kids on paper, but they didn't respect us. So yeah, I think that was my thing. I think I realized, oh, making people laugh makes me feel good. It makes them feel good. So I want to do this as much as I possibly can.
Yeah, and the style of comedy too. I feel like it's very different.
Yeah.
It's very much so family oriented, which
Yeah.
I think is amazing because it's relatable in all senses of the word. So when it comes to, you know, really choosing your content and finding your audience, what did you do to get that?
I mean, I think I just focus on what's funny to me, and I hope the masses like it.
Yeah.
Sometimes I know, oh, this has a chance to do well. Sometimes things I think do well, do poorly. But I think being aggressively genuine and completely myself is what makes me appealing, because I can tell you I love sugar in my grits, and people like that. Yes. What's up? Anybody
Sugar
got something
in
to
the
say?
grits.
Yeah.
Sugar? Y'all heard them?
Pumpkin pie.
Okay.
I love it.
Right.
The blacks are not usually happy.
No,
Pitchforks,
come on.
pitchforks and anger. But I think, you know, it's more important to be who you are than it is to try. I think black people, we have a good sense when we feel like somebody's trying to be something they're not. And you could be a square, you could be a nerd, you could be an athlete, but false flagging, trying to be something, putting on, we sniff that out. People don't expect me to be a thug, even though I was raised in the streets and I was in prison for 10 years. People don't expect that from me. I did hard crime.
I believe you. I believe everything you say.
So I think that's how I've gotten to be who I am. Even if you don't agree with me, you might think that's just Kev, which is fine.
Did you have to learn to fall into being yourself? Were you false flagging in the beginning and realized that it didn't work for you?
No, I don't think I ever really did that. I think, you know, I'm a military kid, and I think we often have to make friends quickly. You know, we were moving every 2 or 3 years for the majority of my life. And moving from military school to military school is a lot easier, because usually a whole bunch of new kids. But there's a few times we would go from a military school in one state to a non-military school in another state. And these kids usually known each other for their whole lives.
Right.
So I found that just being myself was often what helped me get new friends. So I just focused on that, and I did that in stand-up. It's very helpful in stand-up because you can't steal a joke that happened to you. If I tell you what happened to me and my wife and my kids or my dog, the chance of you having that exact joke is very low. Now, we can all see the world the same. You know, you might see a YouTube video, have similar thoughts, but if I'm talking about how I grew up or how I live my life, it makes me unique. So I think being myself has helped in all my creative endeavors.
Absolutely. Now, social media is something that you have mastered. You even have a master class on how to get it done the way you did. All of the strategy, $200. I might pay for it.
It's free now. Well, I guess, no, that was pre-ordering the book, so no, it's back up to $200.
But I feel like it's worth it, though.
Yeah, it's absolutely worth it.
It's worth every penny because of how long you've been on social media and what you've been able to tap into to make it work. Tell us about the first few social media outlets you were on trying to get where you are now.
It was absolutely YouTube. At that time, there was no other place where you could post your videos, which sounds so foreign now.
Hello, I'm KevOnStage, and I'm here to give you 3 simple steps on how to listen to women better. Step 1, don't try to solve her problems for her. Women don't talk to you for you to solve her problems. She talks to you for you to listen.
You know, prior to even becoming KevOnStage, my first social media platform was my wife's parents' house. Me and my friends would shoot videos. He had stolen a camera. I would never do crime. He had stolen a camera from his AV club at school, and we would like shoot sketches, and we had to like shoot and edit at one time. Like we'd shoot you doing your part, and then stop it and turn around and shoot me doing my part, and then whatever. And we would take that tape out and go to Melissa's parents' house and put the tape in, and we'd all watch it. That's getting, you know, one view at a time. But that made me really happy that people loved the sketches that we did, and our friends and family laughed. So that became MySpace. I don't think I was really creating content, so to speak.
But you were on there.
I was on there. I had my top 8.
Okay. Was Melissa in your top 8?
She was my number 1.
There we go. Come on, wifey. Yeah.
But I think Facebook, before videos, I was trying to make people laugh on my Facebook statuses. When I go back and read them, they are corny and terrible, and I'm embarrassed.
Okay.
But they were funny at the time. I got like 13 comments, which was a lot.
Yes.
In 2008. And then YouTube. Any platform that came out, I was trying to make people laugh on it.
Yeah, and consistently. journey.
Yeah.
When do you feel like you really cracked the code and it started working for you?
First virality moment, like truly viral, was stuff black parents say, stuff black church girls say. We were just about to quit doing entertainment totally. I told God, look, if this isn't gonna happen, then just take the desire away from me. I'll coach my son's basketball team and be a good father, go to the zoo, but I'm not gonna keep chasing this if it's not gonna work. So then I had an idea. I saw Billy Sorrells do stuff black girls say. Stuff girls say was going viral, but nobody black had seen it except Francesca Ramsey and then Billy Sorrells. And Francesca Ramsey, hers blew up. I think Kid Fury did one too, way back then. Billy Sorrells, I knew of him as a comedian. So when I saw his, I was like, oh, I can do that. That's somebody I know. And we did 2 of those videos in the same night. I edited them, put them up both together, and they both got 1 million views. And that was like unheard of at the time. And from that moment, I was like, oh, I think this can work. And I really haven't stopped since then.
Now the consistency obviously translated into dollars, you know, monetization. Something that a lot of viral folks don't get to reach. How would you say that you were able to translate, you know, your social media into money, hard-earned money?
I think for me, and this is not the case for everybody, but for me, it's been about monetizing off of the platforms.
Got it.
You know, I didn't really start to really monetize until I went on tour. I figured I have all these fans on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram.
And we are believing God for 1 million Facebook fans before the end of 2017, amen. We are closing in. We've got less than 35,000, if my math serves me correct.
If I could get them to come to a show, I can really monetize this. I haven't really mastered the platforms paying me because their algorithms and what's important changes so often that it's hard. You're like chasing a dragon or chasing smoke. I don't know where I got dragon from. But you coming to my show, that I can control. And that was probably 2018, I think we went on our first tour. So from then on, I wouldn't say I mastered it, but it started to become monetarily positive.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, you have Churchy.
Yeah.
You have The Hospital. And we're able to now see these shows on BET, BET Plus. I think it's really amazing that you go from sketches on YouTube to now this huge platform.
I came across this post on social media today, my social media from 2009, me putting it out into the world that I know without a shadow of a doubt that I'm gonna be famous one day. But here I am in 2025 on set, Friday Night Vibes, shooting the show that I shoot for TBS. Churchy season 2 is airing on BET Plus.
What has that experience been like for you? It's a huge step. Congratulations.
I mean, thank you. I think surreal is the #1 word I can use to describe it because obviously I always dreamed of being able to sell a TV show, but being able to sell a show like Churchy, which is very specific to my upbringing and life, and The Hospital, which me and Rich, who's my head of TV and film, developed while I was at my son's soccer practice. Like, that was the first inkling of like, this would be funny. Oh, we could make a show about this. Literally in 2 hours, we went from like, this would be a funny sketch to this could actually be a show. And that going from my mind to my personal platform, my Patreon, and eventually to BET, that's something you've done that didn't exist in the world at all, now exists on a platform as big as BET. It's an amazing feeling as a creative.
We rented a hospital so me and my friends could make the funniest stuff we had in 3 days. The writers are behind me. These are all the actors. Ladies and gentlemen, this is The Hospital.
Stinking this hospital.
What does your team look like? Are you writing everything on your own like Mr. Tyler Perry?
No. I'm about as opposite as you can be from Tyler when it comes to that.
Yes.
I know my skill set, and my skill set is creating good teams. So The Hospital, we hired a lot of writers. Some just did premises. We had probably 6 or so in the writer's room. Rich kind of ran that. Same thing with Churchy. He and Murph wrote that. No disrespect to Tyler, it's an amazing feat to be able to write and produce that much at that level. That is not my ministry, nor my blessing, nor is it my desire to do. I just want to do fun stuff with fun people.
When it comes to your cast, you know, the people who are playing in these films and these series and roles, you got it down pat.
Thank you.
Kirk Franklin?
Thank you, Kirk Franklin.
How did all these things happen? Did you make a phone call?
The Lord.
Okay, I know
Lord
that's right.
Happened. I've been able to make so many great relationships, and I just asked. You know, we wrote this scene, and I was like, Kirk, we think it'd be funny if you did
Kirk, first name basis?
Kirkland's signature Franklin.
I know that's right.
And he came, and he knew every line. Like, he wasn't playing around.
What you do? First thing you gotta do, you gotta find somebody to stab. the bigger, the better. I am not an inmate here, bro. I'm not supposed to be here. Shh. Ain't nobody supposed to be in here, bro. I heard it all before.
Took it very seriously. He had his lines memorized. He was open to be directed. He was like, should I play it like this? Should I play it like that? And that was the case for everybody, from the series regulars to, you know, all the cameos, Afion, Reggie Coos. Like, I'm very blessed that people want to come have fun with me and they respect the process enough to honor the script, but then also bring their personality to it. Like Afion, for example, the character wasn't supposed to have that wig.
Okay.
It was closed, but he was like—
That was his idea?
That was his idea.
Wow.
When they called me to do it, he's high energy. And for me, once they told me that, I was like, okay, everything about him is gonna be high energy. The suit's gonna glitter, the shoes is gonna glitter, the hair's gonna be spectacular, Terrence Howard, Jesus Christ kind of vibes, you know what I mean? The Farrah Fawcett feathering. So that's Carl Cruz. He's just fantastic.
When you hire good people and work with them, you also should allow them to bring what makes them them to the table. I love that collaborative part of filmmaking, TV show making. I hire you and the script is that, but you might have a different interpretation of what I thought. And that's great. People should feel empowered to be able to make their own choices. And you can also say, oh, no, I was thinking about it like this. That's why you take more than one take. But I think that's what makes the show great.
Spell Deuteronomy.
All right, D-E-U.
In Hebrew.
In Hebrew?
Yes, please, in Hebrew. That is incorrect. There's no phlegm in the spelling of Deuteronomy in Hebrew.
Now, you're balancing so much. How is that going?
Terrible.
Oh my God.
I'm not balancing well at all.
No?
No.
And you made it here today?
I made it here today. I had coffee. I had too much coffee. My stomach was obliterated. I mean, I was in that toilet calling on the name of the Lord.
And this one and this one?
Not here, not at y'all's work.
Okay.
But at that hotel, Soho, the whole Soho might know I can't go coffee on an empty stomach.
That's
like
all
that.
right.
The toilet is black, thank the Lord. But balance is a myth. I think people try to balance it, but actually balancing is nearly impossible.
Yeah.
I think you over-index on work, and then hopefully you over-index on family, over-index on rest. That's what vacations are for, because you've been working so hard, you go take a rest. I'm in a very busy season, but luckily I love what I do. But I've learned that even if you love what you do every single day, it doesn't mean your body doesn't get tired.
Yeah.
So after this, shoes off, feet rubbing together.
Okay.
Cookies, candies, cake,
Yes.
being eaten. That's about as good as you can get. I think trying to balance things is just impossible. If I'm living my dreams on stage in New York and I have a sold out crowd, that means I'm not at home with my kids and they don't want to come to my show. And if I'm at their soccer game, that means I'm not living my dreams. And their soccer game is probably far. And that sucks. And like I've driven you 2 hours away and you lose, we wasted our entire day.
Oh man.
So that just happened. We went to my son's soccer game, they stunk it up. And I didn't know he had a game until 12 p.m. or 12 a.m. the night before. And I had to be up at 6. But I don't want him to join games.
Right.
So I get up and I do it.
You do it. Now, another thing that I love about you is how much you love your wife. I love, love, love your content on social when you are talking about how lucky you are to have a wife, to go home to your wife.
Yes.
I think it's really important, I think, for Black men especially to really hone in on what family looks like, especially after so much conditioning in the States with, you know, not having fathers in the home and things of that nature.
I say often Melissa's my superpower. She is brilliant, funny, and everything she does comes from a place of care. She also has a really good gut about a lot of things. So if I'm about to let something go, she'll be like, nah, we need to address this or call their manager, call their, whatever the thing is. Earlier in my marriage, I was stubborn.
Okay.
Right, that cost me a lot. This business deals, actual US dollars. In the last 3-4 years, I be listening, boy, more. Not all the time, but I've been listening more, and I think that has not bit me in the butt, listening to her.
Right.
I can say without a shadow of a doubt, unequivocally, I would not be here without her.
Yeah. With all the successes, you have gone through a lot too.
Yes.
Lost jobs, lost family members, you've been grieving.
Yes.
What are things that you use to kind of get yourself back together when you are having a low moment? And do those low moments still come?
Low moments still come. Grief is a journey. My brother passed away about 3 years ago. You know, at that point, that was the closest person I ever lost. And even when my great-grandma passed away when I was 16, you never stop thinking about the people you love or grieving them. But also, the world turns. The sun rises and sets, regardless of what is happening in your life. And your bills are due. So I think, you know, life has a way of forcing you to get up and do it. And I honor my feelings. When I'm having a low moment, I have my low moment. If I need to cry, I cry. My wife is often there to catch me when I fall, so to speak. And then when I feel good, I feel good again. I think for me, luckily, my humor and what I do for a living is very helpful in keeping me out of a funk, so to speak. See, my wife just told me that my shirt was rising. Because you don't want to see that belly poking up.
Oh, not on BT.
Not on BT Talk. It's going to be BT Tummy.
Come on.
But I don't shy away from the feeling of grief because grief is an expression of love.
Yeah.
So I don't want to like put a cap on that feeling and say, oh no, not now, not now. I use that in my art, in my comedy, and I'm a human being. Yeah. You know, I have great days, I have bad days, I'm tired, I'm affected by being tired, whatever the case is. So I think all of it matters, and I try to honor all the feelings, grief, love, joy, sorrow, you know, cookies, everything.
And it's all used in your work, of course. And there's a lot going on these days. Every time you log on to the Instagram, it's something new.
Every time.
Every time.
And honestly, the more Tylenol, the baby's the tits.
Yes, and I want to
Ain't nobody told me there was tits in the babies.
Right. I took some Tylenol today.
You better not be pregnant out.
No, I don't. Hey, don't speak those things on this platform.
I'm telling you better not. You're going to be a little half-tits baby.
Okay.
There's always something. And low-key, that sometimes makes me feel like I gotta do my job.
Right.
Because I cannot counteract all the darkness in the world, but I can be a place where you're like, okay, let me go find something funny.
Yes.
Right, and I'm also not gonna avoid it. Like as a black man, I think it's, you know, my responsibility to speak on subjects that matter to my community as well. If you see that video, scroll a little bit more. There will be an attempt to make you laugh.
What is the proper ratio of peanut butter to jelly on a peanut butter and jelly sandwich?
Why y'all just be like, you just be biting? What go through your mind when you decide to bite a human man?
Now, you give us so many laughs.
Thank you.
On stage, on screen, in your book,
Yeah.
Successful Failure. But your book is not to be misconstrued with just comedy.
You know, it's really all the mistakes that have led me to the place that I'm here. I believe people avoid trying for fear of failure. I actually think the fear of failure is worse than failure itself. Failure is not that bad in so many instances. It's hard to feel like that when you're in the moment though, and I get that. I felt that way as well. But looking back, it's often you realize, oh, I learned this here, and I learned this here, and I learned this here. I'm a good businessman now, but that's because I was a bad one early. So I learned from my first contract where I got the contract and signed it. No red line, no lawyer to look over. Yes, I know.
Wow.
But my point is, I could have read it, I could have got a lawyer, but I didn't care. And that backfired. It cost me my Playmakers YouTube channel. I learned, oh, you actually need to have a lawyer read this. And you can actually go back and forth. So it's all the stories of all the mistakes I made, which is why I am where I am now. Not because of just things that went well, things that went poorly, but later on they went well as a result. So that's the point of the book, is to encourage people that you can try. And even if you fail, that's a part of the process. People think failure and success are opposites. And failure is a part of success. It's a part of the process of being successful. You throw interceptions so that you can learn to throw touchdowns.
Ooh, come on. There's nothing I could say after that.
Clock that T.
You better.
Feel me?
The importance in the book especially is that you can go through these failures at any point in your life and turn it around.
1000%. There's all kinds of successful people that fail at all parts of their career. And the best of us keep pushing. And that's really all I want people to do.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you are the best of us. Thank you for pushing.
Of course.
You're inspiring us all to do the same. Kev on Stage is BET Talk.
Thank you.
Ooh. Yeah.